Hello and welcome to this moment. And in this moment, I get to hang out with my soul sister, Lila. Lila and I were a part of a co-creation, a Shun, and the amazing things that Lila has taught me. And recently, she taught me Hungarian, how to sing in Hungarian, a song in Hungarian. And, just she has such an ability to teach and, really what she learns. Like, she's a social media master. And it's just like the things that I've learned from her has really helped me just embody and make things really ease and flow into my life. And so I wanted to just hang out with her today and share her with you and just how amazing she is. So thank you, Leela, for being here.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the introduction. It feels so good to be here.
So, Leela, so I'm curious as to, what have you learned from our co-creation and our experience that we, did together, and also within your own, business, like you had let the business go and then you're bringing it back, what are the like biggest, lessons that you've learned that now you're able to take on this new piece that you're doing and really like taking off with it?
hmm Ooh, I love your question, Sarah. So what have I learned? I feel like that we are always learning something new, whether we are aware of it or not. And I also feel that life, if we, let's say there is a lesson that we came here to learn, and we are just, for some reason, we're just not getting it, then what is going to happen? That the universe would put you into the same kind of repeated cycles over and over again until you realize that there is a wisdom here, to something for me to learn and to then embody and then move to my next cycle and move to something else. And it doesn't mean that it would be anything bad with it just truly means that you came here to learn this lesson, and it's really showing you that have you learned it and embodied it. And what I feel in my life, there are definitely so many lessons I've learned over these past years, couple of years, and since the time we have known each other. I believe it was, wait, was it in 2020, in the last, like the towards the end of 2020 when we first met, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yes, if I remember correctly. And now it's 2023 as we are recording it. So it has more than since it's the beginning of 2023, so it's almost more than 2 years has passed already since we've known each other. One big thing I've learned, and it's like very, very recent in my life, and I know you love that topic too, is that learning how you operate in this world and then being more of yourself instead of trying to be someone else or trying to force yourself into something, but versus really coming from within and listening to your inner guidance. And for me, one tool that has been really, really helpful for me, that is human design, that I'm diving deeper into. And right before, probably it came up to me because right before our podcast recording, I was listening to Jenna Zoe and her podcast, and it's all about human design. And that was something that has been super duper helpful to me, and just really discovering who I am in this world and how I operate. But it's not like you don't necessarily have to have a tool like that. You can just be very like conscious in your day-to-day life about who you're becoming. But to me, also, besides being conscious, another tool, almost this external tool, has been helpful for me. So I would say, yeah. And also one big thing that I'm learning, that I've learned over these past 2 years, is recognizing when once a cycle has really, when I'm in a cycle that I really don't feel like I need to be in anymore, recognizing it and then seeing how can I change it, and how can I move into something different, and what are my inspired actions, and what are my steps to evolve from this. So this is what I would say in a nutshell.
I love that. And I feel like we're so similar, in that way, right? It's like we learned so many tools together, and then we got to like break out into the world and be like, what is it that I enjoy, and how can I and like just start to know about myself. And I really love human design, because even for me, like, human design has been hands down like the shortcut to just knowing how I learn, and how I operate, and who, like, what are the things that I really enjoy, and who are the people that support that in me, and energetically, and like just effortlessly, like there's just something about how we learn and how we take that into our next steps, it's just so amazing, and so I'm wondering, like, knowing about human design, and then you had this marketing business, and you had like let it go, and you were stepping into something else, but now it's came back. And so how has human design like helped with this, and what is it that has like become brand new? Because it feels brand new to me, even though it's like you've been doing it and you're really good at it, like it just energetically it feels brand new. And I think it needed to be brand new for you to like have this excitement and effortless way of wanting to show up in the world as
Mm.
your gifts that were like natural to you.
Yes, yes. Oh, Sarah. Wow, as we are talking about this topic, you'll never guess, but there is a huge change going on in my life again with business and work. I feel like it occupies so much of our mental capacity, if you can say so, but like what we do and what we dedicate in the world, especially as if we stick to human design, that we are both generators. You're a manifesting generator and I'm a generator. But now I'm realizing and becoming aware that I like to do things, even though that in spirituality sometimes, or many times, we've talked about that it's not about the doing, it's about the being. But once you embody your beingness, then this doing part will naturally come, and you will have this inclination, or this, like, yeah, this incline to actually quote unquote do things in the world. And this is what I'm feeling at the moment, that I want to get things moving and do things. But now circling back to business and what I've been doing, and seemingly and let it go, and then came back to it, just to realize again, Sarah, that at the moment this is not my path. Could you guess that? I can. So yeah, I am releasing the agency at the moment again, and not like it's like really in a loving way, you say, because I'm realizing that what I enjoy doing the most, and I felt like I'm changing my mind constantly, but now I feel like I am on track with it. And it's just a nice life update too from me, is that I truly feel like that I love working as part of a bigger organization. And if we look at our chart, if we go back to that, you could have that like natural feeling within you, but it's just sometimes nice to have that other confirmation that, oh, this is how I've been feeling, and someone confirms that, yeah, this is you. And then like it clicks for you. And what I've been feeling is that it's just so nice when I'm not the starter of everything and starting things all the time, because that's really not what I came here to do necessarily. I am a starter in many ways, but I also like to just be in a project and just operating with others, and having that kind of stability that a bigger organization can bring to you, and then feeling like that you are part of a bigger team and you are working towards a bigger mission than yourself. And at the moment, this is kind of the shift that I'm feeling in, like in business wise and in my life as well, is that I really want to dedicate my time and energy into a mission that has been already created. And I feel like that is a mission that truly aligns with me and it's bigger than me, and not necessarily building it up from ground one, from ground zero. Because that's not necessarily my best skill set or best ability to use my energy in. So that's a little, or even we can say a big, big change since I've been an entrepreneur for more than 3 years now. I am now kind of, I don't know how it will unfold to me. This is just like the overall vision that I'm putting out to the universe. And I'm taking my inspired actions as well as like applying to job positions that feels really, really dear to my heart. So that's an action that I'm taking, but I'm also leaving it open for the universe to present me with opportunities that are truly, truly aligned for me. So yeah, I think you could have never guessed that, Sarah. That I was saying that. And this is very, very new to me too. So yeah, I'll leave you with this.
Wow. Well, first, I want to just congratulate you for, just knowing yourself, right? Just knowing like what it is that is truly lighting you up in this moment, right? And as generators and manifesting generators, like literally, we are here to respond, right? We're not here to like start it up or any of that. Like it literally is to respond. And so, if there's nothing right now that you're really excited to respond to, well, essentially, you don't really have to do anything. It's because the way that the world has operated, we just have felt like, oh, I need this money and I need to, do this. And this is just kind of how we're going, or this is what I'm good at. And so this is how I'm going to move in life. But even for me, I found, like I love swimming. I love sharing my voice. And I'm just allowing that to manifest and unfold. And the amazing things that happen in my day are just like so soul fulfilling. I couldn't even make up some of the things that happen, or some of the people, places, and things that I will attract, that will then I'll get to go on some adventure, or wherever it may be. It's like really aligning with like what feels good in this moment, and knowing that this moment is all that exists. And so it's perfect that, and especially I think you're a 3-6, right?
3-5,
Three,
almost. You're very
five.
close.
Okay. But I know with the three, like you're meant to like trial and error. Like that's like your main jam, is trial and error. So I just love that you're really putting your design into action, where you're trial, like you're seeing what's working, you're finding, these things and seeing what's going to work for you, and you allow it to come back to you, because it really is about like magnetizing what we want to be in our bodies, and just allowing ourselves to attract that into our reality. And it becomes really simple when we just start to realize like, oh, these thoughts that I have, like I don't see it outside, or I don't see anyone else doing this, but maybe this is because like this thought or this thing that I'm thinking of is specially for me, and what do I get to do with that? And watering that, and having patience can really just set us off to this like wild and adventurous life that we were meant to experience, so I'm just so happy that you are, doing that trial and error, and really like becoming that, because I think it's also the martyr, right? Number 5 is the martyr, and it's just like again this embodiment of, all the lessons and coming into your full destiny. So it's
Mhm.
beautiful.
I agree. I agree. I love how we're bringing it into, and I know that we discovered this almost together. This part of human design and just learning more about ourselves. But it's been hmm, really, really an exciting journey to learn more about yourself. I think that's one thing that we came here to learn, almost like these two things, to learn about yourself or learn who you are truly in your core, and then also to put yourself out there into the outside world and see how it operates and how you can co-create with the word and yourself. And it's just I think it's just a very, very exciting way to live life and to see word. And also one thing is that another thing that I'm learning is how to let go of things, right? That you feel like that, oh, this is really not serving me anymore. And also having the kind of knowing how to distinguish between, oh, I've committed myself to doing this. And even though that sometimes it might feel a little bit challenging for me, I know I'm growing from this experience versus quote unquote quitting it right after a moment when it feels difficult. Because I've had this kind of tendency in the past and I'm still working on that. But now I feel like that, ooh, I think making a commitment to something towards something that you have this deep calling to, that it's committing to yourself as well, not just to that outside thing. So first and foremost, committing to yourself, and then if an opportunity comes to your way that feels aligned, and committing to it as well. But also knowing that you can always say no at the end or later on. But just really, I don't know, how is it for you, Sarah, when you can distinguish that this thing is still serving me, but right now this moment it just feels a little bit challenging, but I'm learning from it, versus that, oh, this is really not serving me anymore and it's time for me to leave. How can you, I'm really so curious, how would you distinguish that two things? Because for me sometimes it feels that's something that I'm still learning to see the difference between those two.
Yeah. Well, I feel like this is like what I'm experiencing actually right now. And so, I'm still swimming, right? And I'm becoming this breaststroker. And there are moments where I'm like, why am I doing this? I know like my body doesn't necessarily like chlorine is just, there's so many like levels of, the experience that I'm experiencing. But what is happening at the core is that I am changing my physical body. Like my physical body is doing things that it never believed or never even thought it would be able to do. Because like I don't know if you know, but in November of 2022, I ended up breaking 2 American records. And in the
Wow.
stroke that I've been working on,
Sarah. Oh my goodness, congratulations. I did not know this. This is amazing. This is amazing.
Yeah.
Sarah.
Yeah, so with this journey, like I'm just like, I started out where I was like getting DQ'd and, I didn't my stroke didn't really look like how it should look, And it's like the more that I'm finding myself, right? Like finding how is it that I'm going to have success? Like not how someone else had success of this breaststroke, but how is someone with 7 hip surgeries and this body, mer goddess, how am I going to navigate and do this? And so I'm finding ways that I'm taking like what my coaches are sharing with me, what I'm feeling in my body, and really like asking myself the hard questions of like, okay, like do I want to work out today, or do I want to swim today, or do I want to do this thing today? And really like seeing like energetically, is it exciting, is it like, oh, I have to do this thing, because for many years, I've been on this journey for many years. I started competing competitively swimming at 6 years old. I'm 36 now, and so
Wow.
that's 30
Wow.
years of competing.
Oh my goodness, Sarah. I did not know this either. I knew that you have been swimming for quite some time, but not that competing from the age of 6. Oh my goodness. It's incredible.
Yeah. So, when you think of it like that, it's like, yes, I could, go the same linear path, right? Or I could take all the tools that I'm learning, like human design and how I'm creating my reality and how the right and the left brain and how I can actually like co-create my entire world and change my physical body through these steps and through the patience and the unraveling of what I'm excited about doing. And so it's now becoming this like really fun thing where I have no idea where the outcome or what it is, but I'm just trusting the process. I'm trusting the process of, okay, I am meant to do this my way. And my way means I'm going to know how I learn. I'm going to know what excites me. I'm going to let go of judgment. Because the other thing that I've learned is when we have trauma in our bodies hold on to so much like subconscious programming and all these things of unworthiness and doubt so deep that we don't even know that it's there. And so a lot of the work that I've been doing is like building these foundations of love within myself to really start over and say, like, what a blessing that I had these surgeries. What a blessing that I had this abuse. What a blessing I had this addiction. What a blessing I was overweight, and really taking my entire journey and forgiving myself for all of the amazing things that I've gotten to experience. And now putting it all together and saying, okay, what is it that you want? What if this entire world is here for you to co create and birth your blueprint, your unique self?
Mm,
What is it that you want to do and be? And
mm,
so I'm using swimming as this catapult to bring me into my next evolution of self, because at the end of the day, it's not about the things that I'm achieving, but it's more about this internal dive within self that is just like so juicy right now, and so great. So to answer your question in a longer version, it really is about how can we see the outer world as the past experience or the shadow parts of ourselves if it's triggering us or whatever it is, and start to actually choose what we want, instead of focusing on, oh my gosh, like this person said this to me, say, this person said this to me, and what am I gonna, unravel and unlock within myself that's going to create a different outcome where this person now is aligning with what it is that I'm attracting. And so that's what I'm noticing with my coaches, with people, with places and things. It's like the more that I'm really going deep within and saying, okay, it's me. All of this is me. Like I'm a reflection of you, right? You're a reflection of me. And so when we really treat the world as that, like
mm.
it just makes everything so much easier and just more fun, to play with the life.
I so agree with you, Sarah. Yes, yes, I could see that. I think those almost like I also like to look at, do you know how I like to look at the word? It's almost like a big playground at seeing it as that just one big experience and uh, and seeing magic in everything and in every situation and seeing what we are learning from it. And if we can stay present during the whole day and in all situations, wow, so many incredible things are going to unfold. And that's like the tricky part sometimes. It's okay, actually staying present in the moment because our mind tries to wander off and then say other things to us that are not even true, or we have heard from somewhere else or from someone else. So that's like a big thing to learn as well, is just staying present and aware. And I feel like that as we are doing both, that going to moving our physical body, it helps so much to just stay grounded and stay in the present as well. So yeah, that would be it.
Oh, I love that so much. And so you also like travel and, and do all these amazing things. Is there any like new traveling that that's coming up for you
Thank you for asking.
or
So one trip that I am actually going on a trip next week. So it's very recent, it's coming up very soon. I'm going back to Spain for less than a week, for about 5 days. I'm going back to see a friend of mine in Granada, and I visited him back in November, and I just had this like deep calling to go back again to Granada and spend some time there. So that is a trip that is coming up. And in February, I might be going back again to Spain, but to Barcelona. So that's another, I might be attending a conference that I'm really looking forward to being at. So yeah, for some reason, Spain is calling me in at the moment. Yeah.
I love that. And so before we wrap it up, like where, what one thing is what tip would you leave us all with? And then where can everyone find you? Because you share on social media, the different like how to travel and all these fun things that you do. So yeah, I'll leave it at that.
Okay, okay. So one thing that I would leave as like, a tip for, what was the tip that could it be about anything, Sarah? Or,
Yeah. Hmm.
hmm, um, hmm, okay. I would say then that don't be afraid to follow the unconventional path and to really listen to your heart. So, whatever it is saying you and whispering to you, then don't ignore it. Just really allow space for your heart to speak and to follow those nuggets. And it's okay if you don't see the whole road laid out in front of you, because none of us really do. And even if you do, life can present us unexpected things, right? So that would be one thing, like really, really listening to your heart. And where you can find me is I love hanging out on Instagram, and my handle is and she travels.lilla. That's where most people can find me. So yeah, that would be it. I'm on Facebook as well, on LinkedIn, but mainly on Instagram where I like to connect.
Ah, I love it. And this has been so like nourishing for my soul. So thank you for being you and sharing your gifts and expanding and evolving and growing. Like I'm just so excited for more. I just love having conversations with you. I love getting to witness you. So thank you for being here and sharing your gifts with us.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Sarah, for inviting me and for these sweet and thoughtful questions. It really helped me to reflect as well. So thank you. Thank you for the invitation.
Yes, you're so welcome. Well, we are wrapping it up. So thank you all for being here with us and peace and blessings. We'll see you in another moment. Bye.
Mhm.